books, etc. My name is Christina and today I'm here to do the K to R tag. So first of all, let me tell you that I was tagged to do these alphabet tags by Ross from Skelly Dangling with Books, or about the books, I'm not quite sure. But and in the last video I forgot completely to name Ross as the person who tagged me. Another thing, this tag was created by Jim from Books and Reading and Stuff. So, and before I forget, also I'd like to tag two booktubers, which I last time I wrote on the description, but one is Howe from Howe, and the other is Christy from Dostoyevsky in Space. So those are the two people that after finishing recording, I remembered to tag. So I am tagging them again, this time in the video. Another thing that I forgot was I skipped one letter last time, and it was the letter F. So let me just see what was letter F. So letter F was favorite fictitious character. I guess that this is a character from a book. So I'm normally my most favorite book is the one I'm reading at the moment. But anyhow, normally when people ask me what's your favorite book, I remember Jane Austen, because I am one of those people that love Jane Austen books, and from all her books my favorite is Emma. And Emma and Mr. Knightley are actually my favorite characters. So that was my answer to this question. And now moving on to the K to R. So, I'm trying to find the prompts here, but I am messing things up as always. Okay, so here they are. K. K is for king. What is your favorite book about royalty, fictional or real? So I was the book that came to my mind immediately was The Return of the King by from the last part of the Lord of the Rings book. But now that I recall that I'm reading this book here, finally arrived, the Odyssey. So I'm almost at the end, and so at the moment my favorite king, it's Odysseus, that's his name. Although I'm also reading Inferno, the first part of the Divine Comedy by Dante, and I'm a little bit sad because, spoilers, Odysseus is very, very deep in hell. Okay, bit sad about that. P is for penguin. Which is your favorite publisher? So yes, I used to have so many penguins, and my heart bleeds when I think of all those penguins that I left when I moved. But still, I think it's the publisher I have more books from. I also like another publisher, which for me it's new. I only have 2 books. I will show you them another time, but I am enjoying those books very much, which is Persephone, which publishes books that are a little bit forgotten and mainly written by women, but not exclusively, and their editions are very beautiful. I will show mine in another video. Today I tend to ramble, and so I'd like not to waste so much time with this. So where is the next prompt? L is for librarian. Who is your favorite librarian? I really don't have an answer to this. I tend to read my books in English. Since I was in the university, I studied English literature or Anglo-American literature, and I never stopped reading in English. And so here, the libraries we have here, they don't have the books I read. So I really don't know any librarians. M is for magazine. Do you have any magazine subscriptions? I do have one only, and it's a knitting magazine, which is the Rowan magazine. Actually, I have them. Let me see if I can show you. Ooh. Sorry. So there, that in that pile over there of books that you can see there, those are Rowan magazines. Okay, so and presently it's the only magazine I subscribe to, 2 issues per year. I stopped subscriptions because not only because of money issues, but also space. I didn't have much space. That's why I lost many of my books. But anyhow, N is for news. Where do you usually find your news? Well, somehow the news find me. Normally it's a little bit pathetic because everyone is talking about something and I don't know why and what they are talking about. But then I hear some words and I tend to Google or go to sites like BBC or CNN to find out what people are talking about. And the reason I am always a little bit out of what's the buzz of the news is because I don't watch TV ever. So I don't watch the news, I don't read newspapers, I don't listen to the radio, so I am kind of reclusive, I guess. A recluse, isn't it? But I am, again, the news find me, or finds me. P is for, oh, I am already jumping all over the place. Oh my God. L for librarian, M for magazine, N for news, O for, and I had this here because O is for the Odyssey, which is I am enjoying it very much. And this translation is by Robert Fagles and it was recommended to me. I am enjoying it a lot, although sometimes I have this book and I have the audiobook, and because I wanted to follow the reading with the audiobook. When it's in verse, I like that. But for some time I only listened to the audiobook, and I remember that I found it very strange when with certain aspects of the language. I think that this is a very modern translation. So there is, for example, a moment where Odysseus is complaining because Circe is cramping his style. And I said, did he say that? Circe was... And when the book arrived, I checked, and yes, so it was not my problem with listening to the audio. He really says that she's, because she gave him several pieces of advice on how to proceed from her island to Ithaca, and he decided to not follow her advice because, again, it was not his style and she was cramping his style. I found that funny. So P then, it's for Penguin, and it was the publishers, which I referred, Penguin and Persephone. Q is for queer. Who is your favorite LGBTQI plus author? That's lots of letters there. Now I know. I was going to say I have no idea, because normally I have no idea if the authors are, well, I don't know, LGBTQI or other, plus. But As for G, which I think it's gay, I know that Oscar Wilde is one of the authors who I love, and also E.M. Forster. Actually, Katie from Books and Things is doing her E.M. Forster week, so I had him in my mind. I read some of his books many years ago, and I intend to read some more now. So these are two authors I know. Of course, I tend to read classics or old authors. So, but again, I have read some modern authors. I really don't know about their preferences. R is for Russia. Do you have a favorite novel, poem, or writer from Russian literature? So this is something I want to delve into more this year, which is Russian literature. First, because I fell in love with some books by the vintage Russian classics. They are so beautiful. That's a little bit superficial, but that's a fact that I like those editions. Also, last January I participated in a read-along, of Crime and Punishment by Dostoyevsky. It was the first book by Dostoyevsky I read, and I liked it very much. And now, presently, I am participating in the read-along of the Brothers Karamazov, which several booktubers, I know Christy from Dostoyevsky in Space, the guys from Codex Cantina, I think it's the name, Speg from the History Shelf or something like that. I'm terrible with preparing for this because I'm a newbie, very newbie here. So, so several booktubers are participating in this, or they are hosting this read-along, and I am really enjoying Brothers Karamazov. I also have in my TBR for this year Anna Karenina, and I hope War and Peace. I remember watching many years ago a version which then I actually bought. I have the DVDs of the War and Peace series, which was, I don't know, in the 70s perhaps. I was very young, and I think that it's a version which has Anthony Hopkins as Pierre, and so I am now starting with some Russian writers. I read a short book by Leo Tolstoy, which is the Sevilla something. Very short story, and I liked it a lot. I could see inside the head of that person, and I could very well see why he had those thoughts. So it was, I think it was perfect. And I also read some Chekhov short stories. I'm trying to find any other Russian writers that I might have read, but I don't think so. So now I'm going to read this I mentioned, and I will be reading then the others from that collection of books that I told you. I am collecting those books one by one. I hope to have them all, and then I'll show them here. So, and I think that R is the last letter. So I hope that today I managed to record a short film, because the other day it was too long. And I will be coming back with the last letters of the alphabet. See you next time.